The man stood in the road, waving his hands and shouting something. The next second, a fire truck was forced to stop, and an angry firefighter got out, ready to teach him a lesson, but instead bumped into an invisible wall of nothingness. This wall isolated the town from the outside world. People outside could see what was happening inside, but couldn't hear them. Initially, this wall didn't exist, but minutes earlier, the town had been struck by a massive, blade-like shockwave, creating two separate worlds, and the houses in the middle were split in two. Witnessing all this, the man panicked and reached out to tentatively touch the air. To his surprise, he touched an invisible wall of nothingness, and when he lowered his hand, his palm print was still there. This was unbelievable to the man, but before he could figure out what was happening, a plane flew overhead and crashed directly into the invisible wall. Debris from the plane's explosion rained down, nearly hitting passers-by. Fortunately, the man reacted quickly and tackled the man to the ground, saving the passers-by from injury. Police arrived shortly after receiving the news and began searching the area around the town. After several hours, they found no weakness in the barrier. Realizing the town was sealed off and its residents had lost their freedom. To prevent further casualties, the town's mayor broadcast a warning to residents to stay indoors and to stop immediately if driving. Despite the mayor's repeated warnings, some people disregarded the danger and attempted to leave the town. Just as they reached the intersection, a truck crashed directly into the invisible barrier, a horrific scene. Fortunately, the woman reacted quickly and braked, saving her family of 3. Before she could even catch her breath, her daughter suddenly collapsed to the ground, convulsing and uttering strange words. They rushed her to the town's hospital, but it was already overcrowded. Soon after, the army, fully armed and equipped with advanced technology, arrived and conducted a comprehensive investigation of the town, but to no avail. Even high-pressure water cannons couldn't penetrate the barrier. Not even a single drop of water. Night fell quickly. For the safety of the town's residents, the sheriff patrolled the edge of the barrier throughout the night. Out of curiosity, he placed his hand on the barrier, but the next second, his pacemaker suddenly exploded, and he collapsed to the ground in agony. After the sheriff's death, the town's residents panicked. They realized that the wall was far more dangerous than they had imagined, so they frantically tried to escape. But no matter what they tried, they couldn't escape this sealed cage. Even the tunnel 200 meters underground was blocked by an unfathomable, transparent wall of air. Thus, the residents were completely sealed off in the town. But what devastated them even more was that the military's investigation had made no progress for a long time, and they had also received orders not to speak to the people in the town. So, with nowhere else to turn, the residents could only protest at the wall every day. Until one day, the military suddenly took pity on them and brought over the relatives of the trapped residents who were outside the town, allowing them to communicate with each other. The long-suppressed town finally saw a glimmer of harmony. Looking at the cheerful residents, the worried man felt something was amiss. He called Julie, the town's lip reader, then went to the wall and showed a soldier his high-ranking special forces insignia. The soldier approached and saluted. The man then asked the soldier through his notebook what was happening outside. Perhaps thinking the man couldn't hear him from inside the wall, the soldier blurted out the military's plan. Apparently, after so much investigation, the military still hadn't figured out what the transparent wall was, so they decided to blow it up with bombs. After saying this, the soldier hurriedly left. At that moment, Annie, who managed the town's radio station, accidentally connected to the military's channel and heard them repeatedly saying 1315. Combining this with what the soldier had said, the man, with his military background, immediately understood that the military was going to launch bombs at the town at 1:15. Therefore, he and the mayor quickly organized the residents to take shelter in the town's underground shelters. However, some people refused to hide and wanted to face the apocalypse calmly.